Behind here is our breeding net, or you can term this as a love net. So in here, it is where the black soldier flies make love from, and they always make love in presence of direct sunlight. So they will mate and then oviposit eggs. We have male and female black soldier flies. Otherwise, how do they lay eggs? They must mate. How do you tell that this is a male or a female? Most times a female has a prolonged ovipositor because it will help it to oviposit eggs in tight rows of these pieces that we provide under the love net. And then the male one has a short, it is short because it is a female that enters the male instead otherwise. Now, so after the female has laid the eggs in here, the female or the black soldier fly lasts for 14 days and then it dies. But it would have given us between 500 to 1,000 eggs. It lays once. It lays once for its lifetime. Yes, and after laying the eggs, in a period of 14 days, it will die. However, most times being that the net or the love net is always under a direct sunlight and heat, there is always that heat that is accumulated. So we provide some water in the cotton wool or anything that can absorb water, and then we also provide the sticks or the eggies where these flies can lay the eggs. However, these sticks are always put on something that attracts these flies to come and lay eggs, and that is something that is a little smelly. Now, after they've laid eggs, we come and harvest eggs every after three days, because these eggs, after those days, they will hatch into the young larvae. So what we do, we come and harvest these eggs, and the eggs look like this. They're always yellow in color, and if they've just oviposited them, they're always whitish in color. But after some few hours, they turn to yellow. So after harvesting our eggs, then we prepare a substrate where the eggs will hatch from into young maggots. So we always mix a substrate in form of maize bran. So this is maize bran, where we are seeing maggots that have so far hatched in a period of 5 days. So after 5 days, we need to secure organic waste. You can use anything that is in line with carbohydrates. You can use brewery waste. You can use rice bran to have your eggs hatch. Some people can leverage on the brewery from the local malwa. Though those ones sometimes you could find the one that someone has already consumed to capacity the nutrients from it. So the hatchability could vary. Most times we encourage our local farmers to use maize bran and brewery waste because it works perfect. Why carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are energy-giving food. And we believe carbohydrates, if it is consumed, can also be turned into fats. And we all know that these maggots have a lot of fats in them. So it starts from when they've hatched. Yes. And to that, they also feed on that maize bran as they grow for that period to when we remove them and introduce them to now organic waste. Now this brand depends on how much eggs you are going to use. We measure the eggs, and eggs are measured in grams. So if you are using a container like this, you can half fill it with maize bran, and the quantities you can always put there of eggs, you can put there between 10 grams to 20 grams can hatch perfectly in that quantity of maize bran, which is moist. We believe that if the eggs hatch, they will start consuming that maize bran as a starter feed for the eggs. I mean for the newly hatched young larvae. here at Women Income Network, we train farmers to leverage on every little opportunity they can use, any technology they can use. It could be rudimentally. Now here, when you're training farmers to check the moisture percentage of this maize brand, we always tell them to squeeze that moist brand tightly. If little water goes through their hands, that is a perfect substrate. And if too much water is going through before even they squeeze it tightly, then they need to add more brand. And if it is dry and before even squeezing it, or even after squeezing it tight and there is no